Georgie's story has always been one of the most inspiring arcs in Heartland. She was introduced as a troubled foster child who didn't know where she belonged. Over time, with the love and support of Amy Lou and the rest of the Bartlett-Fleming family, Georgie found a home at Heartland Ranch. Viewers have watched her grow from a rebellious young girl into a strong, independent woman who knows how to face challenges head-on. Her bond with horses, especially jumping and competing, became a huge part of her character. Georgie's passion and talent for equestrian sports not only helped her build confidence but also gave her a sense of purpose. Fans remember how determined she was to chase her dream of competing internationally, no matter how many obstacles stood in her way. That determination is what made Georgie such a fan-favorite character, but her personal life has also been filled with ups and downs. Georgie's relationships, particularly her romance with Quinn, were central to her storyline. The two shared an undeniable chemistry, and many fans rooted for them to make it work. However, like any good Heartland love story, theirs wasn't without drama. There were separations, moments of doubt, and questions about whether they were truly ready for a long-term commitment. By the time Georgie's character took a step back from the show, many fans felt her journey was left unfinished. Questions lingered. Would she return? Would she settle down with Quinn? Or would her path lead somewhere unexpected? That's why the Season 19 trailer hit so hard, because seeing Georgie in what looks like a wedding moment suggests that one of the show's biggest unanswered questions is finally about to be resolved. The trailer teases what could be a wedding scene, showing Georgie in a gown and surrounded by family. If true, this could mark a major turning point not just for her character, but for the entire Heartland family. After all, weddings in this series aren't just about romance, they're about family, change, and moving forward. And if this really is Georgie's wedding, then Season 19, Episode 1 might set the stage for one of the most emotional storylines Heartland has ever given us. The trailer for Heartland. Season 19, Episode 1 doesn't waste a second in grabbing attention. Right at the start, we see quick flashes of the ranch, a moment of silence between the family and then Georgie. What makes this moment unforgettable is not just her presence, but what she's wearing. A wedding gown, white, flowing, and unmistakable. For fans who have been waiting years for her return, this is more than just a scene. It's a promise that something life-changing is about to happen. But Heartland trailers are never straightforward. If you look closely, the edit is fast and carefully pieced together, almost like the creators want us to question what we're seeing. For example, Georgie isn't shown with Quinn in these shots. Instead, she appears walking outside, holding her dress, almost as if she's preparing for something rather than already in it. Could this be a rehearsal, a photo shoot, or a flash-forward scene? The trailer gives no direct answers, and that's what makes it so powerful. It leaves us hanging, desperate to know more. Another detail that stands out is the background. Sharp-eyed fans notice that some of the wedding shots don't take place in a church or a fancy venue. Instead, they seem to be on the ranch itself, with the wide-open fields and wooden fences framing the moment. If true, this would be a perfect fit for Georgie's character. Heartland weddings have always been about home, family, and staying close to the land. Seeing Georgie possibly saying her vows in the very place she grew up would bring her story full circle in the most emotional way possible. The trailer also teases reactions from the Bartlett-Fleming family. Amy is seen smiling softly, Lou looks emotional, and Tim has that mix of pride and concern written across his face. These glimpses may seem small, but they tell us something huge. The family is deeply involved in this storyline. This isn't just about Georgie's personal life. It's about the entire family adjusting to a new chapter. Weddings in Heartland are never just a backdrop, they're moments that shake the whole ranch. And then there's the biggest mystery of all. Where's Quinn? The trailer carefully avoids showing him in the wedding sequence. Instead, we get a shot of him earlier, looking thoughtful and serious, as if something heavy is on his mind. Could this be a sign of wedding day nerves? Or is the show hiding a bigger twist? Maybe even another love interest? Fans are already spinning theories. The trailer's clever editing only fuels the speculation. By the time the teaser ends, viewers are left with more questions than answers. Is Georgie really getting married in Episode 1? Or is this another Misdirection, a signature move by Heartland to keep fans guessing. One thing is certain, the trailer knows exactly how to pull on our emotions, mixing joy, surprise, and suspense in just a few seconds of footage. Now here's where things get really interesting. The Heartland Season 19 trailer may show Georgie in a wedding dress, but longtime fans know one thing for sure: this show loves to play with our emotions. Over the years, Heartland has used clever editing to make us believe something huge is about to happen, only to reveal a very different truth once the episode airs. Could Georgie's wedding be another one of these twists? Think about it. Trailers often combine scenes from different moments, stitching them together in a way that looks like one continuous story. That means Georgie in a wedding gown doesn't necessarily guarantee a wedding ceremony in episode 1. It could be a rehearsal dinner. It could be a dream sequence where Georgie imagines what her future might look like. Or it could even be a flashback or flash forward, hinting at events that happen later in the season. The lack of clear context is what makes this teaser so powerful, so confusing. Another twist worth considering is who Georgie is marrying. Fans instantly assume it's Quinn because their love story has been building for so long. But the trailer avoids confirming it. We never see Georgie standing side by side with him during the wedding moments. What if the show is preparing us for a major shock? What if Quinn isn't the groom at all? Might sound unlikely, but Heartland has surprised us before. This could be the kind of storyline that reshapes the entire season, turning episode 1 into an unforgettable starting point. And then there's the emotional layer. A wedding isn't just about romance, it's about change. Every time Heartland has included a wedding, it's signaled a new chapter for the family. Think about Lou's wedding, or even Ty and Amy's journey. Those moments weren't just milestones. They represented growth, heartbreak, and the bittersweet feeling of moving forward. If Georgie is truly walking down the aisle, then episode 1 could represent the closing of one chapter in her life and the opening of a completely new one. But here's the biggest twist of all. The trailer might not be about Georgie's wedding at all. Some fans believe the dress could be part of a different storyline entirely. Maybe Georgie is modeling it for someone else. Maybe she's helping a friend. Or maybe it's even a symbolic scene rather than a literal one. Heartland has always been a show that values emotional storytelling over flashy drama, which means even a wedding dress could carry a deeper meaning beyond what we see on the surface. So is Georgie really getting married in episode 1? Or is the show teasing us with just enough to keep us guessing? The truth is, until that first episode airs, no one can say for certain. What we do know is that the trailer has done its job. It's fans questioning, debating, embracing themselves for what could be the most surprising twist in Heartland's history. Now here's where things get really interesting. The Heartland Season 19 trailer may show Georgie in a wedding dress, but longtime fans know one thing for sure: this show loves to play with our emotions. Over the years, Heartland has used clever editing to make us believe something huge is about to happen, only to reveal a very different truth once the episode airs. Could Georgie's wedding be another one of these twists? Think about it. Trailers often combine scenes from different moments, stitching them together in a way that looks like one continuous story. That means Georgie in a wedding gown doesn't necessarily guarantee a wedding ceremony in episode 1. It could be a rehearsal dinner. It could be a dream sequence where Georgie imagines what her future might look like. Or it could even be a flashback or flash forward, hinting at events that happen later in the season. The lack of clear context is what makes this teaser so powerful, so confusing. Another twist worth considering is who Georgie is marrying. Fans instantly assume it's Quinn because their love story has been building for so long. But the trailer avoids confirming it. We never see Georgie standing side by side with him during the wedding moments. What if the show is preparing us for a major shock? What if Quinn isn't the groom at all? Might sound unlikely, but Heartland has surprised us before. This could be the kind of storyline that reshapes the entire season, turning episode 1 into an unforgettable starting point. And then there's the emotional layer. A wedding isn't just about romance, it's about change. Every time Heartland has included a wedding, it's signaled a new chapter for the family. Think about Lou's wedding, or even Ty and Amy's journey. Those moments weren't just milestones. It represented growth, heartbreak, and the bittersweet feeling of moving forward. If Georgie is truly walking down the aisle, then episode 1 could represent the closing of one chapter in her life and the opening of a completely new one. While the trailer's spotlight is clearly on Georgie and her possible wedding, that's not the only story being teased. If you pause and look closely, you'll notice subtle glimpses of other characters facing their own battles threads that could become just as important in episode 1 first. Amy. There's a brief moment in the trailer where she's standing in the barn, looking deep in thought. It's a quiet shot, but it says everything. Amy has always been the emotional anchor of Heartland, even though Ty's absence still lingers like a shadow. Her storyline has shifted toward healing, strength, and guiding the next generation. Could episode 1 bring a new challenge for her? Her perhaps training a horse that mirrors her own emotional struggles. Trailers don't waste frames. That one glimpse of Amy's reflective expression suggests that her journey is far from slowing down. Then we have Lou. In one quick scene, she's shown in her mayoral office, papers scattered across her desk. Looking stressed, but determined. Lou has always carried the weight of responsibility, and season 19 looks like it's going to test her again. Fans know that whenever Lou is juggling her political duties, family drama tends to collide with her work. The trailer seems to hint that episode 1 will once again put her at the center of tough decisions, not just for herself, but for everyone connected to Heartland Ranch. Tim, of course, is never far from drama. The trailer shows him in a tense conversation, his tone sharp, his expression defensive. We don't hear the words, but the body language says it all. Conflict is brewing. Whether it's about Georgie's wedding, ranch business, or his own personal choices. Tim always finds himself in the middle of storms. As every fan knows, when Tim is restless, the ripple effect usually spreads through the whole family. But the most intriguing subplot teased? A mysterious new face? For just a few seconds, the trailer flashes an unfamiliar character, someone watching the wedding preparations from the sidelines. No name, no context, just a curious presence.
This
could be a new love interest for one of the characters, a rival, or even someone tied to Georgie's future. Heartland has a way of introducing fresh storylines just when we least expect them. And this moment feels like the beginning of something bigger. What's clear is that episode 1 won't just be about a wedding. It's about family ties being tested, responsibilities weighing heavy, and new relationships entering the picture. That's what makes Heartland so powerful. It never lets one storyline exist alone. Every character, every subplot, every moment is woven into the larger tapestry of life on the ranch. And this time, looks like Georgie's big moment will open the door to changes for everyone. The moment the trailer dropped, fans didn't just watch it, they exploded with theories. Social media lit up instantly with Heartland communities, debating every frame, every smile, every hint of what might be coming, and the loudest reaction. Absolute shock at seeing Georgie in that wedding dress. For many, it felt like a dream finally coming true, but for others, it raised more questions than answers. One of the most popular fan predictions is that Georgie and Quinn are finally tying the knot. Longtime viewers point to their deep connection, and the fact that Heartland rarely drags a romance on forever without giving it closure. The idea of them marrying feels like a natural next step. And fans who have supported them from the start are calling this the moment we've all been waiting for, but not everyone is convinced. Some believe the trailer is too carefully edited, too mysterious to be taken at face value. In their eyes, this might not be a wedding at all, but another classic Heartland fake dash out. And then there are the bold predictions, theories that flip the whole idea upside down. A few fans are whispering about the possibility of a runaway bride storyline, where Georgie questions her future at the very last moment. Others speculate that Quinn won't even be the groom, which would completely shock the audience and set the internet on fire. Heartland has always been known for its emotional storytelling. The fans believe this twist could take it to another level. Beyond the wedding, viewers are also buzzing about the other subplots teased. Amy's quiet scene has sparked predictions that she might take on a new horse challenge, one that parallels her personal journey. Lou's office scene has people guessing she'll face a tough political decision that clashes with her family life. And Tim's tense appearance, fans know that whenever Tim is angry, big drama is on the way. Some even believe the mystery character shown in the trailer could be tied to Tim's past, setting up conflict for the entire season. But perhaps the most touching fan reaction is the emotional side. For many, seeing Georgie back on screen feels like a reunion with an old friend. Viewers who grew up with her character have been sharing posts about how meaningful it would be to watch her walk down the aisle. They see it not just as Georgie's wedding, but as a symbol of growth, healing, and the next generation of Heartland carrying the story forward. The debate is fierce. The predictions are wild, and the excitement is real. Whether it's Georgie's wedding, a shocking twist, or something entirely unexpected, fans agree on one thing. Episode 1 of Season 19, shaping up to be one of the most talked about premieres in Heartland's history. If Georgie truly walks down the aisle in Heartland, Season 19, then this isn't just another episode, it's the beginning of a brand new era for the Bartlett-Fleming family. A wedding at the ranch means change, and change always brings both joy and heartbreak. Whether this moment is real, a dream, or a carefully crafted misdirection, one thing is clear: the showrunners want us talking, guessing, and preparing ourselves for something unforgettable. As the dust settles on the trailer breakdown, one truth becomes crystal clear: Heartland Season 19 is not playing it safe. By opening with Georgie's possible wedding, the show is sending a loud message. This season is about change, about growth, and about the kind of emotional storytelling that keeps fans coming back year after year. The image of Georgie in a wedding gown lingers in everyone's mind, but it's not just about romance. It's about everything Heartland stands for: family standing together, the past meeting the future, and the promise that life on the ranch will always move forward no matter how uncertain the road may be. Whether this wedding actually happens in Episode 1 or turns out to be a twist, it has already reignited fan passion like never before. This trailer has achieved exactly what it was meant to do. It has started conversations, sparked debates, and reminded us that Heartland is at its strongest when it blends love, loss, and hope into one unforgettable story. And if Episode 1 is already pulling at our hearts this much, the rest of Season 19 might just become one of the most powerful seasons in the show's entire history. So now the countdown begins. Will Georgie truly get married? Will Quinn be the groom, or is Heartland hiding a bigger surprise? And how will Amy, Lou, Tim, and the rest of the family face the changes that lie ahead? The answers are coming soon, but until then, all we can do is keep rewatching that trailer and letting the suspense build. Episode 1 feels bigger than just a season premiere. It feels like a turning point. Georgie's story, Amy's healing, Lou's choices, Tim's drama, and the mystery of new characters all combine to remind us why Heartland has lasted for nearly 2 decades. It's not about just one storyline. It's about family. It's about resilience. And about the emotional ties that keep us watching year after year. And now, the big question is left in your hands. Do you think Georgie is really getting married? Is the trailer pulling one of Heartland's classic tricks on us? Is Quinn the groom, or could the show surprise us with something no one saw coming? Season 19 is shaping up to be one of the most emotional chapters yet. In this first episode, looks like it's going to set the tone for everything that follows. So get ready, because if the trailer is anything to go by, Heartland is about to deliver moments we'll be talking about for years. Drop your predictions in the comments below. Do you believe the wedding is real? Or do you think we're in for a massive twist? Don't forget to like this video, share it with other Heartland fans, and subscribe so you don't miss a single update as we break down every detail of Season 19. Because if this is how Episode 1 begins, imagine what's still to come.